Remy Stone bursts into the bank president's office, filled with fury. Upon seeing his elderly parents being manhandled by guards, he kicks down the door, leaving behind a clear imprint of his rage. The guards respond to Remy's entry by pulling out their batons and advancing towards him. Remy lunges forward, swiftly slapping one of the guards across the face, sending both guards flying across the room. The bank president watches in horror as Remy's attention turns towards him, his eyes ablaze with anger. The female teller beside him screams in terror. Remy grabs the bank president's collar, his voice low and menacing, demanding to know who gave him the nerve to harm his parents. The bank president responds with malice and threats. Adeline James bursts into the room, shocked and disbelieving of the chaotic scene before her. Remy turns towards Adeline, his expression softening slightly as he explains that his parents were hurt. His voice carries a mixture of pain and anger. Adeline's eyes widen in horror as she expresses her worry for Remy's parents' well-being. Remy assures Adeline that his parents will be fine, but declares that the person responsible needs to face consequences. Adeline suggests going to the police, believing they can handle the situation. Remy hesitates briefly but eventually agrees to go to the police. As he walks away, he can't shake off the feeling that it's not over yet.
Adeline enters the room and finds her parents lying on the ground, bruised and beaten. She is overcome with emotion. Adeline apologizes for being late and rushes to untie her parents, comforting them. They look relieved but concerned for Remy. Adeline shows her sister, heir, a card used to cheat people, explaining its significance and questioning its authenticity. The governor glares at Remy as his hand unconsciously moves to his throat. Remy snatches the card, challenging its authenticity. The line manager nervously glances at Remy, afraid he would lash out at any moment. He reluctantly admits that they have received reports about the card being a counterfeit. Remy's voice turns icy as he interrogates the line manager about when his card became fake, questioning whether it was intentional or orchestrated by Owen Taylor. At the mention of Owen's name, the governor's face goes pale. Knowing the power Owen holds, a dozen security guards burst into the room, eyeing Remy warily. Realizing he must be a skilled fighter, Remy seizes the opportunity and dials a number, confronting Owen Taylor about the fake card and the trouble it has caused. He questions if it was Owen's doing. Owen's assistant quickly alerts him to take the call. Owen reassures Remy that it's a misunderstanding and they will address it promptly. The female teller, half-swollen, harbors resentment towards Remy Stone and urges the bank president to call the police to catch them. The bank president kneels before Remy Stone, begging for forgiveness and blaming his own lack of recognition for the situation. He slaps himself repeatedly in despair. The police arrive, but even they are intimidated by Remy Stone's presence. The bank president tries to shift the blame onto himself, but the police order everyone to come with them to the station. Remy remains composed and warns the police officers not to stop him, threatening consequences if they do. The officers and security guards quickly make way for him. Adeline tends to her parents' wounds at home, relieved that Remy arrived in time to prevent them from going to the police station. Daniel James learns that Remy Stone is wealthier than expected and wonders about his son-in-law's true identity. Remy assures Daniel James that he will take care of Adeline and provide the best for her. Adeline witnesses Remy's impressive cooking skills. Amazed by his talent in the kitchen, the family enjoys a delicious meal prepared by Remy. Impressed by the quality of the food, Remy suggests buying a new house, expressing his determination to provide a better living environment for Adeline. The family arrives at Harbor View Properties in Remy's white Porsche, stunned by the luxurious and expensive surroundings. Daniel James expresses his concern about buying a house at Harbor View Properties, while Remy remains calm and suggests going inside to take a look. Susan James whispers to Adeline, suggesting that they shouldn't buy a house at such an expensive place and expressing concern about future expenses. Adeline talks to Remy and expresses her gratitude for his care and affection for her family, realizing his pure intentions. Salespeople at the front desk glance at the family but quickly lose interest due to their modest appearance. Alexander Thompson and a woman walk past the family, with Alexander showing contempt towards Remy, leading to a confrontation. Alexander Thompson and a woman walk past the family, with Alexander showing contempt towards Remy, leading to a confrontation. Adeline speaks up against the saleswoman's judgmental attitude, feeling frustrated and angry at the mistreatment. Remy remains calm and collected despite the hostility, understanding that kindness and understanding are crucial in winning people over. Daniel expresses his anger and suggests not buying from Harbor View Properties, believing there are other options available. Adeline insists on buying from Harbor View Properties, despite the saleswoman's contemptuous attitude. Alexander confronts Remy, belittling him and demanding him to admit defeat by kneeling. The heavily made-up woman joins in, adding her disdain for Remy. Alexander's attention momentarily shifts to Adeline, and he attempts to charm her. Disregarding Remy, Adeline feels a mix of disappointment and fear as she observes Alexander's behavior, contemplating the sacrifices she made for him. A sudden loud noise interrupts the confrontation, and Remy comes to Adeline's defense, knocking Alexander aside. Remy stands his ground, proclaiming his unwavering protection for Adeline, causing panic among the saleswoman and others. Susan expresses her worry to Adeline about the situation, questioning if they are in serious trouble due to Alexander's position. Sophia Perez, the saleswoman, regrets giving Remy bad advice earlier and losing the opportunity to sell the property to a wealthy client. Remy demands to purchase the most expensive villa despite the disbelief from the salespeople, and Sophia reluctantly completes the transaction. Remy leaves Harbor View Properties with his family, feeling a sense of satisfaction and accomplishment for standing his ground.